This is it. The last wave of the Booster Course Pass is mere months away, which means I better get this video out sooner than later, and that this DLC is finally coming to an end. This whole DLC has just been an interesting experience, seeing something go from a complete embarrassment to what I think is a quality product is nothing short of a miracle. I'm really excited for Wave 6, which is something I couldn't say a year ago when I first watched the Wave 1 trailer. But I am, despite all of that, and I'm actually confident that Nintendo is going to end off this whole thing right. So I'm making one last Booster Course Pass video before it rides off into the sunset, because I always get a ton of views when I do it. So let's talk about the Wave 6 teaser trailer from the Nintendo Direct a little bit more. The track shown in the teaser trailer was Daisy Circuit, and that is very odd. I think everyone was expecting a brand new track to be shown, or a fan favorite track. That's what Nintendo has been doing for the past 3 waves, so I find it very strange that in this teaser for the final wave, they would show a track that no one was really expecting, or not even a lot of people wanted in the first place. There have been some curveballs in the Booster Course Pass before, but you know what else is really cool? Lies! And boy howdy did Nintendo ever lie to us when the character select screen in Mario Kart 8 showed that only 2 characters were going to be coming to Wave 6, and then, in the teaser trailer, they showed that actually 4 characters are coming. For the past year and a half, we've been using the prefix data mine to predict tracks for the Booster Course Pass. But you know what? With all this information, I'm just saying, screw it. I'm not taking the data mines into account anymore. Here is the ultimate Copium Wave 6 wishlist. It goes without saying that this entire video is completely speculation. Starting with the characters. Since Nintendo has already shown that they're going above and beyond by adding way more characters than we ever would have hoped for, and that the character select screen would look very unorganized if it looked like this, I'm proposing that we fill out that extra row with 4 more characters, those being Nabbit, Hammerbro, King Babom, and Poochie. Out of all the characters left in Mario Kart Tour, those ones seem the most interesting to me. So these are the Copium characters. It sounds like a wrestling tag team. But now it's the main event, the Copium tracks. These aren't the tracks that are going to come, these are the ones that I'm simply hoping for. The Acorn Cup begins with Rome Avanti. I actually want to see this track come because it has a really good layout. With lots of tight, difficult turns, this track does have some unique stuff going for it as well, like the Rocky Wrenches and the Chain Chomps that eat the track in the Coliseum. I will say this track does have my main problem with most Tour City tracks, and that is the downtime between interesting stuff happening. An example of a track like this is Los Angeles Laps. There's a lot of cool sections in this track, but there's long stretches of road with nothing going on between the interesting parts, which overall hurts my enjoyment of the track. However, one thing that Rome has going for it is that in the parts where there aren't unique obstacles, the turns are really tight, so that might keep me more engaged. At the end of the day, I actually think this is one of the better city tracks, and I am excited to see its rendition in Mario Kart 8. I also love the music in this track. It sounds like a spiritual successor to Peach Gardens in a weird way. Most Mario Kart Tour songs sound pretty low quality, so they have to get a big overhaul when it gets ported to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. However, the song for Rome Avanti in Mario Kart Tour already sounds really high quality. All the Mario Kart 8 team would have to do is just spruce up the OST a little bit. Also, there is a reason why I'm putting Rome here instead of at the start of the Spiny Cup, and I'll talk about that a bit later. The second track of the Acorn Cup is Daisy Circuit, keeping the theme of the second track of each wave being the most simple one. I was initially disappointed with this track's announcement during the teaser trailer, but upon further inspection, Nintendo is trying their best to make this track more interesting, with an added glider ramp, added jumps, and boost panels. They're also keeping the tunnel hidden, so perhaps something interesting could be happening in there as well. One thing that really could give this track a little more oomph is something like they did with Peach Gardens, where perhaps on the third lap you go backwards, or something like that. Imagine a section of the track where you go backwards on the third lap, and you drive on top of the tunnel to a glider ramp which takes you over the statues. That would be really cool. Nonetheless, I am actually excited to see Mario Kart 8's rendition of this track. I'm also really excited to hear the full version of this OST, because in the teaser trailer, the remix sounds perfect. This is one of the most iconic Mario Kart songs of all time, and hearing it redone with a flute as the main melody is nothing short of magical. I want the third track of the Acorn Cup to be Super Nintendo Bowser's Castle 3, because this remake is so good. It's so good! The anti-gravity sections alone would make this track worth it. Even though this track is on the shorter side, it does fit as the penultimate track to a cup because of its higher difficulty level. Also, the Super Nintendo Bowser's Castle tracks are technically fan favorites from that game, so it would fit really well in this slot. I also think this would be a really easy track to port over for Nintendo because a lot of the assets for this track are already in Mario Kart 8. And the music for this track needs to be an actual remix, not what we got with Donut Plains and Mario Circuit 3. We need a real remix with lots of electric guitars, because electric guitars were made for this song. The last track of the Acorn Cup is a big heavy hitter, DK Mountain. And spoiler alert, I really don't want Piranha Plant Cove. This track just looks so boring. Like, thwomps, piranha plants, and eels. Wow, I've never seen that in this game before. Even Rome has some interesting things to bring to the table. What's Piranha Plant Cove bring to the table? A wasted slot, and that's it. Also, DK Mountain is the far superior jungle track. It's one of the best tracks in the series, so it would be perfect for the final wave. This is one of those tracks that you play and you just get it. It has that special Mario Kart flow, where the turns make sense and it's pure, simple fun the whole way through. While I don't think there's any anti-gravity potential for this track, I do think they should add the half pipes from the Mario Kart Wii version of this track. Even though they really didn't add anything back in that game, it would be nice to have them back. And I think the music for this track needs a bit of an overhaul. Sure, it's an iconic song, but it's very simple and there's not a lot of instruments. It's pretty much just drums. There really should be more instruments added to it to give it a bit of oomph. I'd recommend adding some brass instruments in the background or something like that to make it stand out a bit more. So let's move on to the Spiny Cup, and this is where the cope truly begins with Madrid Drive. The reason I'm putting Madrid here is because having this track and Daisy Circuit back to back would become really redundant because at a distance, these tracks look very similar. Madrid Drive is honestly my favorite city track from Mario Kart Tour. There is not a single redundant moment throughout this track, in my opinion at least. There are some stretches of road, but around every turn you get something really interesting, like the stadium where the Goomba Shoes are playing soccer, which already makes this one of my favorite tracks. Or the market with the Wigglers and the Thwomps. Or the museum with the Piranha Plant coming out of the painting. There's always something interesting going on in this track, which I really appreciate. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Mario Kart 8's version of this track. And especially Mario Kart 8's version of the music, because this is another song that already sounds really high quality in Mario Kart Tour. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. The second track of the Spiny Cup will be Piranha Plant Pipeline. Because this really doesn't feel like a penultimate or end to the Booster Course Pass. However, this track was truly made for Mario Kart 8. With its half pipes and the amount of anti-gravity potential, this in my opinion is one of the best tracks from Mario Kart Tour because of, honestly, its uniqueness and the implications for the Mario Kart 8 remake. This could be legitimately one of the best tracks in the series if it has the anti-gravity gimmick where you can drive all around and upside down in the tubes, dodging fuzzies and spider webs. It would be incredible, and I'm really hoping that's what happens if this track comes. This track also has one of the best songs from Mario Kart Tour, and I can't wait for it to get remade in Mario Kart 8. If you think I've been coping thus far, then get ready for this. The third track of the Spiny Cup should be Airship Fortress. It's my favorite track in the series, and I will never stop saying that. It is literally the perfect Mario Kart track. The ending tower section is also perfect for anti-gravity. And the song. This track has one of the best songs in the series, and it needs the big band Mario Kart 8 treatment. Please, for the love of God, Nintendo, remake this track. It will make Wave 6 perfect, and it will single-handedly make people want to buy your game. I'm sure of it. Now that my monthly Airship Fortress rant is over, we can talk about the final track of the Spiny Cup and the Booster Course Pass. Come on, it's Wii Rainbow Road. There's no way it can't be. It's my favorite track for Mario Kart Wii and one of the best Rainbow Roads in the series. And with its half pipes and potential anti-gravity sections, it can be one of the best tracks in Mario Kart 8. And for the song, if we get a remix anything close to Pan-Man's remix from way back in the day, then we're in for a treat. And those are the Copium tracks, but we're not quite done yet, because there's always some kind of update to the game beyond just tracks and characters. And I'm not just talking about balancing patches for online. I'm talking about things like giving Sunset Wilds the sunset back, and, I don't know, giving Waluigi Pinball its own unique song that fits the track better. That's really all I can think of. And that's it. That's my wish list. Do I really expect this to happen? No. I'm expecting something more like this to happen. It's crazy to think that after 2 years, Booster Course Pass is going to be coming to an end soon, and I just want it to be over. Because I'm such a big Mario Kart fan, I've been anticipating this DLC for so long that I'm just getting burnt out from it. I really just want to move on to the next Mario Kart thing, whatever it is. And when I saw the Wave 6 teaser, I just told myself to stop caring all that much. Because for the past 3 waves, I've been disappointed with the track selection, but then I end up getting a fun product that I really like anyways. So, I'm gonna be happy with no matter what I get. In fact, I'm in such a handy-dandy mood, I'm gonna tell you about what my next videos are. I'm gonna be starting the Super Mario Bros. Retrospective series, where I'm gonna be reviewing every single Mario game. Every single mainline Mario game, to be exact. At the end of each review, I'm going to be putting each game on a tier list to see what is the best mainline Mario game, and at the end of the series, I will be doing a review of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I also want to be putting a lot more effort into my videos. Now, it's not like now I'm just shitting videos out without any thought, but I want to do a bit more with them. So I'm only going to be uploading around 2 videos a month from now on. It's not just going to be Mario content, I am going to be talking about other games like Revenge of Zuma. Come on, tell me you remember Revenge of Zuma. What about Call of Duty for the DS?